Yep, on the Facey books. Gonna bombard him.
Better than Discord.
Yeah, Facebook is generally the best way to get a hold of him.
Can you hear the boy?
Facebook, all right.
No.
What?
No, Facebook Messenger is like GT's main form of communication, so
Everybody,
that's why.
real quick,
Okay.
Oliver has something to say. What do you have to say?
Nothing, mother.
No, Mom.
Wait, did you hear it?
No.
No.
Hold on, shh. What do you have to say, bud? Meow.
Nope, didn't hear it.
Dang it. He was talking up a storm earlier. You're camera shy. That's okay.
Y'all ready for this?
I hope you guys are ready for this. God, I hope I'm ready for
We're
this.
ready for that.
Oh no! Oh no!
She wasn't ready.
Oh, I shouldn't have telegraphed that.
Learn from my mistakes.
Okay, nobody got my Lego movie reference. Got it.
I
Wait,
haven't
never-
seen the Lego movie in a while.
Wait,
was the
what did you
reference?
say again, Liam?
I said, oh no, they were ready for that.
Oh, I didn't know that was
Never-
Lego.
Yeah.
She's gonna
Yeah,
keep me
I've never
on.
seen the Lego movie, so
Oh.
It's so fun.
Add that to the list.
I didn't get to the list.
It is like one of the best like kids movies ever made. Honestly, it really is.
It's good for adults and kids.
My favorite will always be Batman song.
Right?
Yeah.
And then Lucy, this is real music, Emmett. Is it though? Is it though?
So just to let you all know, your captain has the lowest HP of anyone here. So
Proud of you.
Oh, peace, love.
So loud.
I don't know how that happened, but you know.
is
Constitution has to be on your highest for a higher HP.
Yeah, if you want high HP, you want Constitution to be one of your highest. Dex is if you want a high AC.
Yep. So if you're making a tank, 2 of your highest points should be Dex and AC. I know HP. No, Con. Why am I I'm just getting so confused. Anyways. I am proud of the dinner I made tonight. Look at this.
Ooh, what is that?
It is like a salmon Wellington, basically.
Ooh.
We went to Evan's mom's house and had corned beef.
Nice.
From the crock pot.
It was delicious. I also almost died because I had way too much horseradish on it, and I could like feel it in my brain, and I was like,
Yeah.
All right. Did we get any kind of response from GT yet?
Nope. Which means he's probably driving.
Okay.
Is that just what we call him? Just to be clear, as GT?
Yes, because his TikTok handle is Goth Tarzan.
Goth Tarzan. Okay.
So either
Just
GT or Tarzan. Rarely do we actually ever say his actual name.
Okay, gotcha.
I only do that to bother him.
Yeah. I've only met him like once, so
Yeah.
that's why I'm like.
Yeah, we just call him GT. That's just his nickname. It's like his girlfriend's. It goes by Z because because her TikTok handle is zombie, but we just don't call her by her actual name.
She doesn't like her actual name.
She doesn't
so we
like
don't
it.
Call her. Oh, yes. He says yes.
He's on the
Got it.
way.
Yes.
Ooh, one fun thing. Me and Evan are going to an open house for a really nice 2-flat apartment, which means that it used to be a house that they converted into an apartment. So it's like the bottom one and then the top one.
So, like your
Um,
place that you had before.
Yeah, kind of, but this one I think is actually run by a company.
Ah, gotcha.
So hopefully we won't run into the same issues. But yeah, vaguely similar to that. And I checked, and it's over 100 years old.
Wow.
So super nice. And I'm really excited about it because it kind of looks like my dad's house. And I love my dad's apartment. So that'd be nice.
See him.
You really am perfecting this recipe. I was going to use the Metroid soundtrack. I love it.
Well, yeah. I mean, what else was I going to use?
Yeah, that's what he used the whole time the last campaign. So
No, not add to queue. Close that player. Here we go. Save playlist.
Yeah. Why? Okay. Fucking thief.
Evan and I are going to a rave tomorrow, which should be super fun.
Nice.
For our friend
Cool.
Rachel. Yeah.
What kind of rave?
A Disney rave. So we're really excited about that. I'm going as Slutty Tinkerbell and she's going as Slutty Ariel. It's gonna be a good time.
You put it in your food so you'd eat it, asshole. You wanted it.
he was raving here all night.
Whoa!
That's my
Slow down,
favorite.
Maurice.
Slow down, Maurice.
That's like one of my favorite gifts ever.
Yeah.
By the way, Sabrina, how are you feeling right now? And
I'm
love your
still-
hair too.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Oh, I got it dyed red.
It's very cyberpunk.
Can you turn the big light on for a little bit?
He was up here all night raving.
Here we go.
I mean, I would hope somebody dresses up as Gaston and Maurice and does that joke at the rave.
Yeah,
So-
my hair is now red.
I would die. I would literally die.
I mean, if you see somebody, send me a picture of that because
Oh, we
I'd
will.
want to see it even.
I'm mostly going to be taking pictures while I'm there. I'm not a dancer. And yeah,
Okay.
Sabrina, you straight up have just cyberpunk V hair. And I love
I'm
it.
vibing with it.
We love it.
Yeah, our hairdresser is really nice too. They're gonna do her hair teal on the 25th.
Ooh.
25th or the 28th. I think it's the 25th. Whatever one's a fucking Saturday. 25th.
25th.
So she's gonna go full teal.
I'm going pink really soon. I'm super excited.
This was a $400 job.
Holy guacamole. Why 400? Mine only usually charges like 150.
Because I got my whole hair done, a cut, and then she got a cut too.
Oh. Yeah,
Check.
checks.
They charge like $85 an hour plus the
Oh, okay.
product. They're really sweet though, and they're LGBT friendly.
Nice.
So I guess it evens out. My armor class is 16, despite my
Yeah.
HP being low. So
Yeah.
Well, my normal armor class is only like, I think like 13 or 14, but with my armor and shield, it goes up to 19.
Yeah, I got myself a mithril half plate. So
There you go. That'll raise your AC.
Yeah.
It might give you disadvantage on stealth checks.
Oh,
No, it actually does not.
Mithril does not, which is why I like Mithril.
That's not yours.
That's why I'll go with Mithril armor instead of adamantine armor more often than not.
I'm gonna be more the talker than the fighter, I think. So
Yeah, guys, I'm excited for all your characters. This is going to be awesome.
yeah.
Now, I just would like to point out we are streaming right now. We're just being casual right now.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
Hey, fine condensation. I don't want your promotion. Get fucked.
Oh,
Be gone, bot!
Liam, your hit points are low because your constitution is your dumb stuff.
Yeah, I rolled really badly when I did the manual roll.
Gotcha.
And then I was just like, fuck it, I'll just do the regular one. Because
Yeah.
it's gonna be better than what I rolled anyway.
Yeah.
And I was like, Constitution is probably the one I need the least in. So
Yeah. No, that's fair.
yeah, I mean I put it in Charisma and Wisdom like you told me to for a Warlock.
Oh
So,
yeah. Oh yeah. That's definitely for a Warlock, those are the two that you want.
Yeah.
I just let D&D Beyond roll whatever fucking stats there are, and I'm gonna go with it.
Yeah.
I just kept like rolling 11s.
Why
And I was like,
that rabbit? Why?
and I
Why do
was
you
like,
have to move it every time I
fuck,
do
I'm not
that?
doing that.
Better than rolling like 8, 10,
Every
10.
time I put my bunny back in its spot, he fucking knocks it out of the spot.
I like how I have a crowbar, so if I really wanted to, I could go Joker on someone.
Crowbar.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Gordon Freeman.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, he doesn't. Your character doesn't speak very much, so
No.
that's very Gordon Freeman.
It is.
Gordon Freeman. Somebody's got a crowbar so they can.
Can
like
you
Gordon
hear
Freeman.
me, Mr. Freeman? Rise and shine.
I swear, I thought you were going to say Clarice.
No, I'm being the G-man, dude.
I knew it. I caught it.
Okay, you're all probably going to hate me for this. I have never played Half-Life.
I mean, I haven't either. I've watched plenty of clips of it though. But
I've watched the playthrough. I've never played it.
That genuinely kind of surprises me, Evan, and I don't mean that in an insulting way.
Oh no,
I
I'm
just
surprised of myself too.
Yeah, it just seems like your kind of game, so that's why I'm surprised you haven't played it. So,
Somebody's got a character that uses sign language.
like, I mean, the fact that you love like Metroid Prime, obviously. So,
Hey Josh,
Yeah.
do you actually want to learn sign language?
Yeah, I mean, I've tried a few times. It's never been learning languages has never been my strong suit. Other languages, but I'm down track.
Teach you as you go along.
I was gonna say sign language might be different
Yeah.
since part of yours.
We already said that.
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
We can teach you as you
Well,
go along.
because I mean, Dresden doesn't necessarily have speech issues.
Why?
Like he just doesn't like to talk.
That's
what are you
fine.
streaming on, Evan?
You
by
can
the
be
way?
selectively mute.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if you want help with actual signing, we can help you with that.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Hold on. Liam,
see
what did you ask me?
What are you streaming on?
A Twitch.
Oh, okay.
Like
Yeah.
Josh, you're so
What
easy
site I
for
was
you.
streaming on, or what software was I using?
So
No, what
This
you were
is
actually
how-
streaming on.
Twitch.
this, you just have to put your index and your middle finger together and your thumb.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Yeah.
it just means no.
Yeah.
And then this means yes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the easy
Yeah.
one for you. So you can use
Yeah.
this to answer us, or you can use this to answer us the question.
Yeah.
It's
for Dresden, for Dresden, it's more so like for him. He says he'll talk when he feels like as though it's like meaningful. Like if he says most of the time he says like one or two words at most because he's like that's all that's really needs to be said.
Yeah.
But like if he goes off kind of like Gone in 60 Seconds at the very end where the guy does a whole soliloquy at the end. He's basically like, no, what I'm saying is important and you should listen. But more often than not, if someone's like, what do you think about this? He'll be like,
Yeah.
maybe.
Evan, should we be doing announcements right now?
We can do announcements. We did get a response from GT. He is on the way.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess we'll get this started. So, hey everyone, welcome back to something that I've done before, but we are starting up again straight up from the beginning. You all may know it as The Great Poison. For those of you who don't know, I have taken the Metroid Prime trilogy of the Metroid franchise, and I decided to convert it into a TTRPG. Completely replacing Samus Aran with a whole team of mercenaries, which are these poor schmucks who thought it'd be a good idea to let me DM for them. Wait, what is it? Carly's down the hall going, what?
What?
Schmucks.
I am Evan. I am your humble DM, and everyone around me are my lovely friends. Kind of starting around the circle here, we have to my right is Josh and Leah playing Dresden and Lila.
Oh.
Over to my bottom left, we have Sabrina, who is playing our ship's pilot, Tonbo. No, Tonbo with an N.
It means dragonfly.
Oh, I love that. That's adorable.
To my lower right is Liam, our captain and leader of the team, who plays Cobalt.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone.
And then to my left is my lovely wife, Carly, who plays the ship's diplomat and liaison, Cassiopeia. But everyone just calls her Cassie. Cassie Cage wins. And we have a GT.
Woo!
Hey.
The only one that we are currently missing is our friend Alexa, who is a little sick right now, so unfortunately she won't be able to be here for this one.
Yeah, she unfortunately suffers from something that gives her chronic dizzy spells, and she just got hit hard by them today, so she will be bowing out, which will not be a problem. We'll just say that she's been asleep in her quarters this whole time.
Perfect.
Yes, but by the way, just to throw this out there for everyone, this ship, if you've seen how many of you, raise your hand if you've seen the show Star Wars Rebels?
I've seen clips of it.
Your ship is basically the Ghost.
Nice.
Oh my god, I love that.
In terms of overall size and design, and pretty much each of you individually get your own quarters. You have your own individual rooms. And now to my bottom right, we have he is in the stream now, folks, but he's currently muted himself because he just got home. We have GT, who plays Haunter, our Predath, which is basically the Oucha. Anywho, all right.
Predator for those not so inclined.
Predator for those of you who don't do anything beyond
Yowcha?
it's a term for people who do more than the movies.
Thanks.
All right. Well, we are starting a little bit late because I just wanted to make sure that for our first session we had everyone confirmed to play here before we got started. So, with that being said, before we go any further, does anyone have any announcements?
I do.
Of course
Nothing
you do.
really.
I don't have to have one.
No, you have to say it now. I mean, you were live. Say
Why
the
are you
announcement.
being so mean?
Say the announcement.
Why are you being so mean?
Say the announcement.
Say the announcement.
Say the
Oh my
announcement.
god.
Just say it.
I'm so scared right now. Okay. So, I don't even fucking remember because now I'm like so light. Me and Evan will be at C2E2 in a couple of weeks. I'll be in a panel and then I'll be helping with a booth. And Evan's gonna be going around taking pictures and also in the same panel taking pictures of the panel. So that should be super fun. And that's the weekend of April Fool's. But Noah has not an April Fool's joke.
All right. Any other
I
little
feel like
announcements? Oh,
I feel like some music should be going on right now with GT taking off his boots. Do 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 do. Ah, yeah, that's right. Take off the. Oh, there's the little.
Goodbye.
oh.
Oh, we also have a boy.
We have a boy right here.
That.
Everyone, get your cats.
Yeah, she got a bath the other day, so she smells nice and clean.
Nice.
In the 2
And judging
years
from
we've
my-
had Dinah,
And judging from my fingertips, I definitely need a bath too.
Yeah.
in the 2 years that we've had Dinah, we've never given her a bath.
She's actually pretty good about cleaning herself.
Mhm.
Oliver, on the other hand, doesn't do jack shit.
He's a stinky man.
He's a very stinky boy.
You need a bath.
Chris has needed 2 baths because he's an asshole and gets into shit he's not supposed to when he tries to copy us.
I think that's
Yep.
her. Kitten is what Kitten does.
Kitten tries to be human.
All right.
Yeah.
Do we have any other little announcements before we get started? I will take all of your silences as a no.
Let's fucking go, man. Let's just go.
Okay.
Oh, you the baby. Can I borrow your charger? Oh my God, stop. You're so aggressive.
Stop!
Stop, Ron. Stop. Ronald Weasley.
Oh, you're the baby.
There's a Zombotch.
Hi, zombie.
Aw.
There's just
She's
so
red
much
cut
love
off.
in this
She's-
stream right now. It's
she's
so
napping.
pure. Oh God.
Oh, jeez. Wasn't expecting that. All right.
I mean, we can give you guys some privacy if that's really what you need.
Wait. Oh!
We'll be back in 5 minutes, folks.
Okay, I last way longer than that.
I didn't need to know
I
that.
can't
Evan.
confirm. No one needed to know that. But...
It's late. We're all tired. We have all less of a filter.
I was like, do I
Some of us
say,
have no filter, but I'm trying.
I was like, do
What's a
I
filter?
say something? What do I do in this situation? What is my duty of care here?
All
in
right.
This situation?
All right. Okay, last call. Does anyone have any announcements?
Not necessarily. I'm gonna be listening. I'm just gonna be a little MIA for the first 5 minutes, but I'll be here.
That's totally fine, because the first 5 minutes is basically just going to be opening... I'm talking. The first 5 minutes is going to be open narration.
Perfect. I love to hear your very masculine voice. Continue.
Okay, then.
Ah,
Well,
that was my foot.
well, without further ado, let us continue with the first episode of Part 1 of this campaign, The Great Poison. Episode 1, The Signal.
Oh, we're holding hands. Gotta do the balloons.
Mom sends her love. She wishes you
Yay.
could
Hi, Mom.
send her love.
You gotta do the balloons. Unlucky if you don't do the balloons.
The vastness of space can be quite dangerous, and it's something that the Galactic Federation has grown quite accustomed to in its many centuries of existence. A massive empire that spans pretty much the entire galaxy. You have the Central Worlds, which are the very seat of commerce and government. As you get further away from the central worlds, things start to get a little bit more lawless. Raiders, bandits, invading aliens from other worlds seeking to expand their own territory. The Galactic Federation has its own forces that likes to keep order and justice in line through all of the planets that they govern. But they can never really do it on their own. It's there that we meet the other force that helps keep the balance of the galaxy, mercenaries. Guns for hire that will do pretty much anything if the credits are good enough. Some will be bodyguards, some will be treasure hunters, some you hire out for revenge or for much more nefarious deeds. It is this story that we focus on one such group of mercenaries known as White Dwarf. A band that has been together for quite a few galactic years. They have quite a few notches under their belt of past contracts that they've been able to complete. We see their ship, the Starbreaker, that is currently making its way after completing one such contract.
Making our way downtown.
God damn it.
Passing home now.
White Dwarf Mercenaries. It has been 3 days since you've completed your last contract, which was help handle a hostage situation where you basically had to infiltrate a small fortress of bandits on a desert planet and rescue a very well-known politician who holds a very central seat of the Federation government. You were paid handsomely with quite a vast amount of credits, and right now you're just kind of cruising about, hopping from planet to planet, seeing if there's any more work that needs to be done. At the very front of the ship, we see the cockpit, piloted by Tanbo. Tanbo, you have been flying the ship in and out as much as you want, and flying is one of your main things that you absolutely love.
Mhm.
After completing this contract, it actually does feel quite nice for you that things are a little peaceful around here now. You're getting various channels of incoming and outgoing frequencies of far-off planets and other ships just kind of sending out signals and communicating to one another, kind of keeping your ear to the ground in case you might hear anything that might presumably be considered a new possible incoming job, because one can never have enough credits. Wait, why'd you have to send me a DNM? I'm right here. Just mute the mic.
I didn't want to be rude when you were talking. Trying to be.
She has a point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I probably would have done that too, honestly.
Yeah.
Are we gonna be? Oh, that's actually something that I was gonna lead it right into this. Tanbo, would you be able to describe yourself as well as how your little cockpit setup is?
Okay. Tanbo is a razor claw shifter. She's the daughter of a were-tiger. She's always got feline ears on the side that are pointed down most of the time, but they do point straight up if needed. She's got a tail always, and her legs are digigrade feline legs. These are just things that are shifted that she likes to keep. Her face is mostly human, but her nose is flat like a feline's, with the black feline nose. She's got tan fur on most of her body and a white heart on her chest, and on her stomach is a little white patch too.
Oh.
On her back is like a dark reddish fur that comes down to her shoulders and to her hips. And her tail is a little weird. Her tail is, at the base it's red, then it goes to white, then to red again, and then a black tip.
Oh, that's cool.
Very nice.
And she's got black sclera in her eyes with amber golden feline eyes.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Cool.
You said the cockpit setup too, right?
Yeah, how do you design your workspace?
So just imagine like kind of like a cyberpunk style of lighting. So it's usually like red or blue, just low light, sometimes purple. And then just screens everywhere that she can type, like bring up and just type on, or grab the steering wheel for the ship, and basically just it's just natural to her. She's been doing this since she was little because her dad taught her how, and they've been running from something their entire lives, while also doing bounty hunting jobs.
All right, and this is one of those times where the flight and the whole environment around you is so peaceful and quiet that you can afford to let things kind of run automatically. So the ship's just kind of cruising about in a direction, just kind of waiting for something to come on by, and you're just typing away, letting the flight controls just kind of handle themselves. All right. Awesome.
There's another thing that everybody would notice or know, is she's always wearing what looks like a hood on her back, but it's not a hood. It's a pouch that keeps her friend or pet snake. And the snake is completely white most of the time with bright blue eyes, but sometimes when it's scared or when it's nervous or when it senses danger, it'll turn black.
Very cool.
Oh, he's like a chameleon snake.
Yeah, it just shifts colors for a mood and alertness. Like if there's danger around or it senses something that nobody else does, it turns colors.
All right, nice. And right now, that snake has just woken up from like a very peaceful nap, and he just like slowly raises his head, and he's got that adorable little like boa mouth where it's kind of like pursed like a cat. He's just going like.
Yeah, just like a ball python. It's literally just an adult ball python, that size and everything. Just changes colors.
Yeah,
so cute.
But then of course he's not so cute because he does that thing that tree bows do where he yawns and just
shows all the teeth.
It's just all the teeth, and then he's like yum.
He's still cute.
Very cute.
He's still cute. I love snakes.
I don't like snakes,
I know, that's
but
why
I will
we don't have one.
I don't like snakes, but I will make an exception for this one.
Why did it have to be snakes?
And speaking of Liam, Tanbo, you find your peacefulness slightly uninterrupted, but it's not unwelcome, as stepping onto the cockpit is the ship's captain and leader of the mercenary team, Cobalt. Cobalt, you find yourself just kind of doing a quick run of the ship. You're just kind of doing a check, making sure everyone's okay, because it has been a while since the last job, but you guys are still kind of technically rolling in credits. Would you be willing to describe yourself right now?
All right. Well, I am a relatively tall, like strong-looking tiefling, or typhon, as they're called in this version. I'm blue with reasonably long hair. The blue I actually am is cobalt. The skin I have actually is a cobalt blue. And I have kind of like black and white streaked hair with horns that kind of just peek out a little bit. They're not very prominent horns. I have two different colored eyes. I have one on my left that is light blue and one on my right that is orange.
Oh.
And yeah, that's about it. I carry a kind of weird, like toothy sword on my side, and I also have two laser pistols holstered. And yeah, I have a fairly nice looking like long coat on with that's just very like strapped together with like pouches and belts, and that's pretty much it.
All right, awesome. So yes, as I stated, Cobalt, you step out onto the cockpit, and Tanbo's right there, and you're just doing a general check of like just how everyone's doing in case you two would like to interact right now.
All right. I go up to Tanbo and I say, how are the skies looking right now?
Sky's looking clear right now, but do I have to roll perception to find the like blinking light?
Yeah, roll perception right now if you like.
Okay. 24.
All right, a 24. You catch like just all of the general incoming and outgoing signals, but nothing really seems interesting enough right now. It's all just the normal space chatter, so nothing's coming in just yet.
All right, well, she turned to the captain. Clear skies all around.
All right, well, that's good to
I
hear.
mean, unless you want me to just shine some lights and we can make it a party in here.
I think everyone's a little tired. I think we'll save that for later.
Okie dokie.
We're now going to move the camera away from the cockpit, and we go a little bit down the hall. And as you get closer to one door, you hear what sounds like... And as we enter a room where there is a bunch of blades and skulls on walls, as you see someone who is hunched over on a small stool, taking what looks like a large stone and just gently starting to just sharpen a blade of one of the many blades that this person has. GT, would you please describe your character and what he's doing right now? GT? Oh, there you are.
Sorry. I had to turn off my shower. So yes, my character's name is Haunter, and he is currently sharpening one of his many wrist blades that he has, that he's able to dismantle, upgrade, and refine how he likes. And this isn't just like a normal single-sided blade, it is serrated, and it is very sharp to the touch.
Love that.
All right. Are you doing anything else while you're just kind of holed up in your quarters?
Hunter is not much of a social guy. He, if anything, is usually spending his time hidden in his quarters, either getting whatever type of creature he found would be an honorable prey or target, and he is, if anything, experimenting with what could be useful from material he's gathering, such as making skulls, potentially making bone armor, or maybe enhancing his weapons so that his teammates could better.
All right. Well, with that being the case, we're now going to move from that room and now make our way down the hall. This next room, however...
Look at Atticus. I'm
Aw,
sorry. Had a
everyone
moment.
look at Atticus.
Ye baby.
Look at the baby.
All right.
Anyway.
Ahem.
This next room, however, is much more elegantly designed. And as the door opens, there's a bead curtain right there.
Yes, you kept it. Okay, I'm
All
happy.
right. Cassiopeia, would you please describe your character and what she's doing right now?
Yeah. Cassiopeia, or Cassie for short, has very long, white, almost glowing hair and piercing, almost ice blue eyes. She's very pale, almost like translucent and almost glowing. And she wears very much like almost Middle Eastern belly dancer type clothes, but very like classy, not like I'm gonna put on a show, let's go. And her room is very like zen, like oh my god, it's so cute. I'm sorry. Like she brought a lot of stuff from where she used to live there. And right now she's sitting, there's definitely incense burning in the back, and she is currently meditating right now.
All right. With that said, we're now going to move the camera away from Cassie's room, and we get closer to the back of the ship. This next room, well, she's walking away right now. I mean, that was going to be the next room I was going to introduce. You're muted, Josh. I can't hear you.
She's just in the kitchen. You know how our apartment is. She can hear you.
Okay.
Wait, what? No, I'm kidding.
American Girl introduces the first doll with deafness. Wait, so the others could hear us?
That's so cursed. I fucking hate that so much.
Anywho, we now move closer to the back of the ship, and this room itself is much larger than the normal quarters. This one is an actual med bay, with multiple tables and shelves upon shelves of various chemicals and tools and examination equipment and such. Lila, would you please describe your character and what she's doing?
Yeah, so Lila is she's a 5'8" Aasimar, but you really wouldn't be able to tell that she's Aasimar, except the fact that her skin is it's similar to Cassie's, but it's not quite as translucent. Like, it is rather pale, but it does have a bit of kind of like that glow that you might see like in a pregnant lady, but she's not pregnant.
I like that. I like that. What is that? That description.
Right. So she kind of has that glow about her, but she has, I'd say, just below shoulder length blonde hair, and her eyes are so that her iris closer to her pupil, there's like a gold ring around, and as you go out further, it goes to blue, and then it fades to like a green ring around the outside of her iris. And then she has, so normally she's just wears, it's, if you think Star Trek, but I'm trying to think of like the Next Generation, that the Doctor, it's kind of like that, except it's all white.
Almost.
And then she's
Gates
so
McFadden.
so it all the whole entire medical room it's very clean. Like, it's pristine. If you find no other room in this ship that you could eat off the floor, it's this room. Like, this room is extremely clean. So like, if you go into this room and you're not, you're wounded, you're not going, oh, this looks like a mercenary. No, you're thinking, oh, did I miss something? When did we get to a hospital? So she keeps her workspace very clean. And what the crew would know about Lila is that she is actually she's rather straight-faced, and she takes things rather literally. She does catch on to some jokes and social cues, but it might take her a couple times to catch on. And then she will make the most awkward jokes later, thinking that it fits, but it doesn't. I'm excited to play her because it's very exciting for me. I have her personality like one of my favorite characters in the world.
All right, and finally, last and certainly not least, we come to the very back of the ship, which has the cargo hold, as well as just the massive repair bay, where the crew disembarks and can re-enter their ship at any time. And this is where the final crew member has basically set up shop. Josh, would you please describe your character and what he's doing?
Yes, so my character is, he's a very large individual. He is probably the thickest member on the crew, but it's not fat. This guy is a large man. He's known as a Bolger. So if you think of Wookiees from Star Wars, that's what he pretty much is. Just this universe's version of it. He is 8 feet tall, and probably the lightest he would ever weigh in as is 400 pounds of just pure muscle and thick fur. So, he might as well be like a Kodiak bear. Like that's pretty much just like how big he is and how people would probably see him like. His beard that he has is braided like a Norse Viking sort of braids. So if you've played so if you've seen like Endgame, kind of Thor's beard, how it's braided, or if you watched the show Vikings, or if you've played Skyrim, sort of like the Norse like hair braids and beard braids. That's kind of what he has going on. Right now, he probably just has like a simple leather like vest on where he can keep some tools and things of that nature. He's kind of basically just wearing like a thick leather overall basic set, but there's like little like areas that he can like put different tools and pockets and holders just like all across. Ready to grab, pretty much. His pockets have pockets. But in this room, it's pretty much like a mechanic shop. So there are any tool you can think of, he has. This is because Dresden himself was one of the highest graduated members of the Mechanics Guild. He is a very, very smart individual with an IQ of 230. And he is, one would look at him and think, oh no, this is just like some big bouncer enforcer dude. But, and don't get me wrong, with his big old great axe he has, like he could screw someone up hard. But his main focus is building things. His specialties, and everyone on the ship would know this, his specialties from when he graduated from the Mechanics Guild sort of school apprenticeship program were specializing in armor, weaponry, and ship repair. So building and repairing just about this, that, and the other. Anything to do with ships, that was his main specialty. He can do weapons and armor as well. But that's just because, working with a lot of mercenaries, you might need something fixed, or if he gets on a ship and they don't have a weapons master, he could fill in that role. The ship does have a weapons master, so he won't be doing that as much, but he might help out. His buddy Haunter, who they've been traveling together even before this deal here, and he actually has also met Cassiopeia. He's been with her for a while as well, so they've been together for a while. And I guess he's also had some interactions with good close relationship with Lila. I know we did talk about it. Apparently, Dresden is the glue. Okay, apparently Dresden.
He is the glue. He's the glue.
Okay, so he's gonna be the first to die. No.
I don't have a ring like I do with Benedict. Okay, if he dies for good. At least as Benedict in that world, if Benedict dies, his soul at least goes into a ring, and Esther to still have her love who she can talk to.
I just had a microaggression.
I'm sorry if someone calls a character the glue, that just puts a target on their back. I'm sorry.
I just had a microaggression.
But
I kid.
So even prior to being on the ship, he had friendships with Lila and Haunter and Cassiopeia. The big thing that you'll notice about him is that he does not really talk. If he can't say it with a hand motion, or maybe some simple sign language, or a grunt, or a head movement, he'll maybe use 1 to 3 words. However, should he ever say more than that, at least everyone that really knows him, so like Lila, Cassiopeia, and Hunter would know. If he says more than that, you listen. Because for him, that's important. If he doesn't, it's mainly like if he can't go with like a simple or something, or like then he probably, those are like his basic language, because for him, words can be like eloquent and say one thing and mean another. For the most part, if actions speak louder than words, and body language is like 93% of language.
All right.
So he'll use his body language for the most part.
All right, awesome. Now there is one final member of this crew. Unfortunately, they got pretty banged up pretty badly in the last contract. So after getting some careful, tender love and care by Dr. Lila, is it Leela or Lila? Lila. Thank you. After getting some nice treatment from Lila, the team's resident scientist who majors in archaeology is currently just holed up in their quarters, and they're just sleeping off the injuries. Some time goes by. You guys are all just kind of vibing, doing your own thing. Some are listening to music. Some are meditating. Some are just preparing for battles that might come on ahead. That being said, though, Tonbo, as you are at your cockpit, one of your screens starts to blink, an incoming signal that your ship has started to pick up.
Okay.
At this time, however, all it is doing is that it's just telling you there is a signal. You haven't, like, opened up the message or trying to look at it or anything. What do you do?
I'm gonna press the button because, just going to check everything, and I'm kind of bored.
All right. Then roll me a straight intelligence roll.
No, click the button. Thank you. 10.
A 10. All right. A 10 actually succeeds, though not by a lot. So Tonbo, and by the way, Captain Cobalt, you're still in the room with Tonbo as this is happening. You see the signal here.
All right. I look at Tombo and I say, "What's that?"
It appears to be a signal.
Tonbo, with a check of 10. Unfortunately, from what you're able to decipher from the signal itself is way too garbled and degraded to get any kind of actual detailed message. So you don't know if anything's being said, if it's like audio or visual or just text, but you are able to find out two things.
Really? Why? Why do you do this?
What?
Sorry.
What is it?
Just attached a pen. You little shit.
Oh. No,
Yep,
Mother,
kitty.
it's mine.
Mother.
It's my pen.
Very
It's
violent.
mine.
Anyway, go ahead.
You are able to decipher two things from the signal. One, while you're unable to decipher the actual message, you are able to trace the origin of the signal and get a concrete set of coordinates. The second thing that you're able to find out is that, again, while you can't figure out what the message says, what sticks out to you most is the frequency of the signal. This is a frequency that is specifically only used for distress signals. So someone's calling out for help.
Okay, well, I'm gonna click the button and try and decipher it, and...
You've already did that. That was the intelligence check.
Alright, well, Captain, it looks like there's a distress somewhere, but I can't figure out what they're trying to say. Can you figure this out? She's gonna play it for him.
Okay.
All right, so Captain Cobalt, you're gonna try and take a crack at it?
Sure. Yeah.
All right, roll me an intelligence check now.
Okay. Well, just to be clear, the languages I know are Common, Infernal, and Thieves' Cant.
That's totally fine. This signal, from what you can tell, is going over just standard Federation channels. So it's kind of understood. Okay. It's kind of understood generally by everyone.
All right. So I'm doing an intelligence check or something.
Just a straight intelligence check. Yes.
Okay. 8.
Yeah, unfortunately, and this is not due to lack of skill or lack of talent when it comes to these things. the message is just that garbled and distorted. All you got are coordinates and the fact that it's a distress signal. Nothing else is able to come through.
Yeah, I can't tell what this is either.
Alright, well, what do you want to do?
Maybe we should see if anyone else on the ship can figure this out.
Okay. She's gonna press a button, and Captain can call everybody to the bridge if he wants.
All right, Captain, your voice now is over an intercom that spreads out through the entire ship.
All right. Attention, everyone. This is your captain. We need everyone who's available at the moment to come up to the bridge. Thank you.
Attention, everyone. This is the captain speaking.
Does anybody know how to fly a plane?
We're approaching 97,000 feet, increasing it to 10,000 feet.
In relation
we're
to
gonna
what?
have
You're in
clear
space.
skies. I was doing the wedding singery, dick.
Oh.
I was about to ask, Carly, were you like a flight attendant for a little while or something? Is that what you're telling me?
And we're gonna have clear skies all the way to Las Vegas.
Since we let our first class passengers do pretty
Yes!
good.
Do pretty much whatever they want. Here he is. And it's like the cutest. Anyway.
Anywho, so yeah, all the rest of the crew of the White Dwarf, you all hear this announcement. You will respond.
Dresden just goes, and just puts down his tools, and then like gets up and just kind of just.
And it's a loud ass crack when he does this.
Oh yeah, no, it's one of those like nice ones where it just goes down the whole base of the neck all the way down to your tailbone once, and then he just like rolls his shoulders and you just hear all the crack, 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 and then he just like. And just walks out.
which is Bulger for, oh, that felt great. All right. Lila, how do you respond to the signal?
So Lila for a second just kind of looks up at the intercom, and then she gives a little shrug, puts her notebook that she had a tablet, and so she was working on that. She sets that down and heads for the bridge.
All right. Hunter?
Yeah, Hunter will slowly put down what he's doing and put on his bio mask and walk to the pilot's quarters, and he's going to attempt to record what he's hearing, what the transmission is.
All right. And lastly, Cassie.
She's like, okay. And she gets up and walks over to the captain's, the cockpit where everybody is.
All right. So the entire, unfortunately, the archaeologist is still just passed out in their room right now. But yeah, aside from the archaeologist, the entire crew is on the bridge right now. So, Captain, how do you address them?
Captain, my captain.
Captain, my captain. Sorry.
Just stand up on the table. Oh, Captain, my captain.
We received fat man, my fat man. We received a signal that we're not entirely sure what it translates to, and I was hoping that maybe one of you could possibly be able to translate it.
I could certainly try.
You could certainly try.
All right, Cassie, roll me a straight intelligence check.
Sick. Love
It's
it.
not a skill. You just do straight intelligence.
Oh.
That's a saving throw. I need a
Was
check.
it now? Oh, I'm sorry. We're doing great, guys. I know, Evan. I'm using my actual dice. That's a 14. I got 15.
All right. So so 15 Cassie, because you were a little bit more integrated in Federation high society, you have a little bit more of an understanding, maybe not so much of signals themselves, but how they're used. What you are able to tell is that the nature of the signal, it's not only coming over a Federation distress channel, but the signal itself actually, through the coordinates, you are able to tell where the signal is coming from. Not in terms of location, but the kind of vessel it's coming from. And it's actually coming from a Federation vessel, a science frigate.
It seems to be coming from a science frigate. Ship. Vessel.
That's all you could translate?
Yeah, pretty much. There's not much to go off of.
All right. Is there any way we can head towards where it's Tanbo, is there any way we can head towards where it's being broadcast from?
Tanbo, with the way this ship is equipped and with everything that's been done to it, thanks Dresden, this ship does have warp drives.
Well, I guess everybody hold on to something.
Which is of course a running gag, because when warp drives are activated, it's actually quite smooth and no one feels anything. They don't feel.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be like ludicrous speed.
Nah.
Go!
What the hell was that?
They've got a plan.
Yeah.
Do you want to go there?
It is one of the greatest deliveries in the
Yes,
history of
everybody?
Wait, hold on. Sabrina, say again.
Is that a yes from everybody to go there, or are we just waiting?
All
Yeah,
right.
we're
All right. So Tanbo, you activate the warp drives, and your ship just blows forward into hyperspace. What normally takes an unfathomable amount of years of just normal, straight, fuel-based rocket travel now only takes like 3 minutes.
Very nice.
You guys are now just kind of like hanging out in the cockpit, just waiting to come out of warp. Like, what are we gonna see? What are we gonna see? Hyperspace opens up back into normal space, and you see before you a giant Federation vessel called the Orpheon. Its name is stenciled, and it's in common script. So because it's using that language, this is an official government science vessel. What is curious, however, is not the vessel itself, but the planet that it's currently orbiting around. You all, while the coordinates from the vessel's location certainly gave you an idea of where to go from here, this planet is unknown.
Ooh.
Captain, this planet's not on any of our charts. It's not even on the map.
That's not good. All right. Can you scan for life signs on the ship, on the Orpheon?
Yes, I can.
Roll me another intelligence check, Sabrina.
Okay.
I feel like we should have the ship rolling for checks, honestly.
21.
A 21.
Nice.
Okay, very nice. You do a quick scan of the Orpheon frigate, and you do find only a few life signs, and they are very weak right now. And it's kind of obvious how that may be, because you guys, as you're just looking out the window, looking at the Orpheon, this frigate has sustained heavy damage. However, from that initial scan, you are able to also discern that there is still power in the vessel, and it also still has atmospheric conditions on the inside. So you can actually board somewhere and go into the frigate without any need of special breathing equipment. So at least life support still works, but that seems to be it.
Okay, well, Captain, life support's there, but there's a few life signs that are extremely weak. How do we proceed?
I say we board.
Okay.
Dresden, Haunter, how soon can you be ready to go?
5 minutes.
Just give me 5. All right. All right. Everyone else.
All right.
Lila, sorry, you should, I I think you should come too. We're probably going to need a healer for anyone on board. Tonbo, Cass, you have the helm.
Awesome.
Okay, so everyone is leaving the ship but Tonbo and Cass?
Yeah.
All right. Even though you guys are technically going to split the party, I am going to say that you guys are going to have communicators with each other, so you'll still be able to talk and interact with one another.
All right.
Cass, is that
good.
okay with you to stay behind?
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm being serious. Are you okay with staying behind?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why I didn't say anything. I agree.
No, I know, but like that first one seemed a little sarcastic, so I just wanted
Oh,
to
I'm
make
sorry. Yeah, no, that's totally fine.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm very tired, so my tone might be a little weird.
You're fine.
Cass is like, I'm the diplomat. I don't want to have to deal with it. So.
I don't want to deal with it.
Y'all get your hands dirty. I'm dealing with it.
All right, and Tonbo, you're
But
okay.
if anybody messes with you, I'll cut them.
And
Sounds good.
Tonbo, you're okay with staying behind with the ship as well?
Yeah.
All right. Okay then. Dresden, Haunter, Cobalt, and Lila. You guys make your way to the aft of the ship. Tonbo, you kind of direct a ship so that it lands on the actual landing platform. The way the frigate is designed is that there's not so much like a tube that connects to the ship and then you just walk the path. The entire ship itself actually has something like an invisible barrier so that you can land on a landing pad, and even though you're still technically out in the vacuum of space, there's artificial gravity and still an artificial atmosphere.
Metroid Prime, right? Got it.
Okay. The ship lands on the landing pad, and it's a smooth landing, and the door opens. Do you proceed?
Yep.
All right. You guys, you slowly make your way out onto the frigate, and you're kind of out in the open again, and you guys can now really see firsthand this ship sustained some heavy damage, and it all seemed to have come from the outside, which already is starting to lead some of you to believe that this ship didn't just sustain any kind of damage, it was attacked.
All right, can we scan for any clues of who might have attacked?
Cobalt, run me a perception check.
Perception, all right. Wow, glad I switched dice. Okay, that is a 21.
A 21, all right.
Yep.
A 21, you are pretty much able to figure out that all of the damage that this ship sustained is from many different kinds of blaster fire. So whatever attacked them had vessels of their own that was being offensive against the frigate, which pretty much says that this was some form of like bandits or one of the many different factions of space pirates. Space pirates and bandits and pretty much all the spacefaring criminals, they love going after government vessels. You get like hostages, there's riches right there for the taking. I mean, the bounties are endless when you deal with government ships. It is a little bit strange though why there would be bandits this far out in the far reaches of the galaxy with a newly discovered world, or at least newly discovered in the eyes of the Federation.
All right. I am going to look over at Dresden, and I'm going to say, big guy, I need you to look up any information we can find on what they were researching here and why any bandits or anyone would be attacking them. And see if you can find out anything about the planet down there.
And so Dresden goes over, is there like a computer kind of nearby that he could like look up the kind of like where they're going, what was going on here, if there's any like security footage of what occurred or anything of that nature?
Okay, so actually, if you don't mind me, I'm going to start directing you towards that spot, because you guys actually technically have been on the landing pad this whole time.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine. You were doing like still kind of outside observations. So the team, you four, you officially enter the frigate proper, and there's an individual entrance, not for like ships or smaller vessels, but for like humanoids. You enter the ship, and already you can feel like that cold air hit you of the artificial atmosphere. You're kind of walking down a hallway, and all the power still seems to be still operational in such a way. But then when you get to the other end of the hallway, the door opens, and before you, it is just a mess.
Good old GameCube.
And now you've pretty much made it into the main lobby of the frigate. Now, frigates aren't exactly like big ships, but they're still sizable enough to house multiple rooms and quarters and laboratories, especially science frigates like this. This opening lobby is just... Oh, we lost GT.
Oh dear. Something's attacked us! Battle station!
Oh god, and they got the
Predef.
The weapons
Thank you, the Predef.
GT, you okay?
Yeah, I had to swap to my computer.
That makes sense.
Oh,
No problem.
gotcha.
Hi.
There he is.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi Z.
Hi, Z.
Hi, Z.
Hi Z.
All
Sorry,
right.
I was a little naked in the shower. I tried messaging you like, hey, if it's that guy last, and you're like, and I'm like drip. I had to like stop my
I
shower.
am
I'm
so
dripping
sorry.
wet.
I didn't see that message until later. That's on me.
It's cool. I get it. You just want me to suffer.
Oh, 100.
Oh, I want you all to suffer. I'm the DM.
He just wanted to see that naked booty on cam. That's all.
I
That's all
do.
good.
Oh,
It's pretty
oh,
nice.
oh.
See, Z agrees.
Mhm.
All right. So, Dresden, you're the first to see this because you're the one who has to kind of like force the door open because power is restored, but it's not that restored. This place is a mess. Things are busted and broken. There are quite a few dead bodies here. From what you now from what you can tell already, and this one you don't even need to do a check for. You can already see like half of the bodies here are Federation science officers, and you can tell that because they're all wearing not only the same uniform, but it's also similar in design to what Lila's wearing.
Yeah.
The other dead bodies that you're seeing all wear a very, very patchwork kind of messy uniform, but they're all still matching. But they all have a very familiar emblem emblazoned on like their sleeves of their chest that looks like a small purple supernova.
Would we know what that means?
Yes. I'm not even going to make any of you do a check for this. This is the emblem of the Quasars.
Shit, what are the Quasars doing here?
Dresden looks at the group and goes, "Keep eye out," and looks towards where the computer is, so you can see if you can't find anything there.
All right. All right. So Dresden, you're gonna try and work the computer because you're an engineer and with your background. Now you roll me an intelligence check. This one with advantage.
Perfect.
That's why I had him do it.
Actually, I made it worse. But luckily, with advantage, I have a 21.
A 21. All right. Nice. One moment.
Bated breath.
All right. Awesome. Okay. So with a 21, from what you're able to tell, although it isn't quite clear because, again, with all of the damage that this vessel sustained, all of these data files that you're able to pull up are just heavily corrupted. But from the few bits of information that have managed to survive the attack, what you're able to discern a few things. One, this planet has been officially marked with the name Talon 4. As to whether or not the Federation came up with this name, or maybe they found evidence that the planet already had this name from some other sources, unfortunately, you're unable to discern that right now. However, the other thing that comes up as interesting is not so much the fact that this is a recently discovered world for the Federation, But apparently the reason why the science frigate was here was because they detected some very abnormal energy readings coming from the planet itself. Unfortunately, that's where the information just kind of cuts out right there. It's just way too degraded.
Gotcha.
At that moment, though, as you guys are just kind of looking over this, you all hear something behind you. Something that sounds like...
I unholster my pistols, my laser pistols.
Haunter, what were you about to do? I saw you raise your hand.
Sorry, is that appropriate here?
Oh,
Yes.
you can raise your hand, but yeah, it's up to you.
Okay. Haunter's going to like very quickly, swiftly turn around and like unsheath his wrist blade and like, the fuck is that?
You pretty much all turn around and you see feasting on the one of the dead bodies are unfortunately something that makes you all just go like, oh god. What you see before you are known as sluggers. Not the actual name, but that's just the slang term for what is known as one of the most annoying intergalactic pests and vermin. They basically look like fat green aphids, but they're like the size of rats. And they are considered one of the most annoying interstellar vermin that anyone ever has to deal with, because these guys are so hardy, they can survive in literally any environment, no matter where you put them. So, the Hemington is raiding us with a party of 4.
What's up,
Hey, Mom.
And right now you see just a pair of sluggers, and they're just like munching on one of the dead bodies. They're not paying you any mind. They got like free food right here.
How did sluggers get out here?
Haunter is going to walk over and just stomp right on top of him, squish him.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna make you do a check for that. The first one you step on just splats in a small like green puddle, which causes the other slugger to just kind of scamper away, and it just kind of scurries into one of the vents.
How you doing, slugger?
Hey.
Now that being said, though, this room is still just heavily damaged. Now, however, this is still the first room, so I will ask this team, do you proceed?
Yeah.
Lilith just wants to double check if there is anybody who's possibly slightly alive, because she would do that. She'd basically check.
Yeah,
all.
I was gonna give the signal for you to do that, but you've already, yeah.
All right, so Lila, I would like you to do a perception check. However, because you are using a check on something that is like medical based, you're gonna have advantage as well.
Oh, sweet. That would be 18.
18. Okay. Unfortunate, and you have your own device now. Like, it's kind of like in Star Trek. There's 2 different kinds of tricorders. There's like the normal one for just scanning, but then there's one that's purely for medical officers. Lila, you have one of those, and you're scanning pretty much all of the bodies that you see here. Unfortunately, it's a pretty solid deal that everyone in this room is just completely flatlined. That being said, though, you do pick up those faint life signs again further into the frigate. And you don't know if this is real or if maybe your little scanner is like screwing up again. But it also is picking up a giant life form, like deeper in the bowels of the ship.
Damn it.
Yeah, she definitely relays that information.
All right, I go on the comm for a second. I put my finger up to my go, Tombo.
Yep,
Be ready to get the ship out of here as soon as you possibly can.
you got it.
By the way, Cassie, you're in the room with Tonbo as well, so do you want to say anything to the captain?
Have you guys found anything interesting?
I wouldn't call it interesting.
What would you call it?
Well, I would probably call it incredibly dangerous.
Do you need us to come down there and help?
I mean, it probably wouldn't hurt, but I do feel like we probably need someone to stay on the ship.
Well,
Looks like I'm paying here.
I was about to say, Tombo, do you want to stay just in case we need a quick getaway?
Yeah, because I don't think you could pilot, could you?
I don't think I could.
All right, so Cassie, are you going to leave the ship and catch up to everyone? Okay, so Cassie leaves the ship to catch up with everyone. While
I
One
haven't
more
gotten
thing,
that.
though, One more thing, though, Tombo.
Yep.
Make sure to have the ship has cannons, right? It has like blaster
yeah,
cannons.
your ship has pretty standard kick-ass weapon systems installed.
All right.
And again, thanks, Dresden.
Yeah. Make sure to have the weapons ready to go because we might be fighting something big, and the ship is probably the best weapon against it.
Hold on.
Got it.
I have to ask because that might be my favorite. Is that a bomb pop?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so not jealous in the slightest. All right.
Now, GT, I saw you raise your hand.
In the middle of everyone talking about what's going on and there being a big life form, Hunter has silently but swiftly left the group and began searching where.
Okay,
Uh-oh.
so Hunter is going ahead of everyone.
How very predator of you. Oh shit, we can't say that. How very
You can't
Oh,
say
very
that on
great.
TV.
Shit!
You can't say that either.
Oh,
You son of a bitch.
dang it!
Go to the corner and think about what you've done.
Oh, no. You get back here. All right. So, Haunter, we're now going to move the camera to you, actually, because you're moving ahead. You leave this whole ruined entrance hall, and you kind of make your way down another hallway. You can hear the little scampers of what could possibly be whole swarms of sluggers in the venom.
Oh.
Well, he said he disappeared.
Well, it makes sense for
I mean,
a
it's
prey death.
true.
He started cloaking.
Yep.
Oh, there he
back.
is. You okay?
That was the first.
Did you press a button? Because I've done that before.
No, his hands are off. I have no idea
Oh
what
shit!
that
Sorry.
Okay.
That's so weird. Anyway, Haunter, you make your way down the hallway and you can hear what sounds like hundreds of sluggers going through the ventilations of the ship. Like, this ship is really, really infested. As you make your way down the hallway, you find yourself in another giant room. This one actually seems like an actual laboratory, with many different, containment units that hold, unfortunately now, corpses of various different kinds of creatures. There's computers here. Some of them actually still seem pretty active. However, you do see two things that really stick out to you. They are two massive tanks, like giant, holding tanks. One of them holds a creature that looks kind of like a slugger, but much bigger. The second tank is broken open.
All right.
By the way,
Is there
no
any-
one else sees this. It's only Haunters that sees this because he went ahead.
Oh, okay.
Of course, do all of you
Because-
decide to follow him, or do you guys hang back a bit? By the way, you've now caught up
I
with the team.
figured because I was gonna ask you. They didn't go that far.
No,
Yeah.
Dresden, as soon as he would have noticed that Haunter gone, he would have rolled his eyes, tapped the other people's shoulders, moved his head, and just would have continued on and searched for Haunter to see where he is, so that way he could gift slap him.
Fair.
Because this would have been something that he would have probably have talked to Haunter many times about not splitting the party. He's not on his own anymore. He has teammates. He has friends that he can rely on. So he needs to stop acting like a lone wolf because he's not anymore. And so he would have just, so he probably would have, because he would have found him, he just would have like literally just walked up and not hard, but enough to get his attention. Would have just gone,
Just give him a slap.
just gib slap, just, and just would have gone. Don't leave. And then just started looking around, but like not in an angry way, but he just has a gruff voice.
Oh yeah.
And so he just wanted to start looking around to see kind of what Hunter is seeing now.
All right. By this time, the whole party has now actually caught up with Haunter, and you are all now seeing this giant, wrecked laboratory now with your own eyes. Again, various small containment units that hold various different fauna. Who knows where all of these little creatures were gotten from? But then you see the two giant tanks. One has what looks like a giant slugger in it. The other is busted open.
I think I found the giant animal. Or where it was.
Yes, GT.
Is there a way that I could potentially follow some kind of tracks or some kind of sludge or something where the other containment unit was, if it's like left any trail to follow?
Yeah, you can certainly try. Roll me I believe that is a survival check. And because of your race and background, I'm going to be giving you advantage now.
Oh, okay.
You've got to be really nice at the beginning of the campaign so we can be really mean later on.
Very much.
Oh, yeah.
23.
Oh, absolutely.
How many?
He's being nice to it now.
How much did you get, GT?
23.
Okay, yeah. A 23, you are able to get a very good idea of what happened in this room. Not just concerning the possibility of a giant missing creature that busted out of this tank, but also possibly all of the other events that actually happened in this room. And this is where your predator senses of just gauging an environment come into play. And you kind of do that thing that Hunter Trackers does, where you just kind of like, you put your hand on the ground and you just kind of look around.
Yeah.
You do that whole thing of like, something bad happened here.
Something bad happened to your eye.
And this is
My
where...
predator is tingling.
So GT, this is what you're able to possibly figure out, kind of observing everything. This is a science vessel. It got attacked by the Quasars. Somehow during the fight between the Quasars and the frigate officers, this containment unit got busted open, and then whatever was inside of it killed everyone. And it somehow slinked away into the larger vents, and you can see what looks like a larger vent way up into the ceiling. It's way too high to get up there, but it itself was somehow able to get up there, and now it's just somewhere.
Hunter is going to use his hands to perform some sort of like sign language to like, but like to everyone. However, I'm pretty sure maybe not everyone would understand what he's hand gesturing, but most likely probably Dresden, and he's going to like with his hands like, you know, I don't know how he would do that, but that's what he's doing.
It makes sense.
And after
Wildly gesturing.
Yes, he's going to try and explain it with his sign language that he has, and he's, without like motioning much else, with the open vent above, he's going to leap up and begin to search up there.
Unfortunately, GT, it is much too high for your jumping height to get up there. We're talking like multiple stories.
Oh, okay. What? Even if I casted jump, I wouldn't make it?
Oh. How much height does jump give you?
Triple.
And what's your jumping height normally?
I don't know.
I think it's like 10 feet is like an average jumping height, I think. But I can get the actual answer for you.
I mean, you guys are playing homebrew, so.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I don't know, man.
Yeah, unfortunately,
Yeah.
if jumping height is 10 and you triple it, unfortunately, that's still not going to be high enough. This thing is like 60
Oh,
to
okay.
80 feet in the air. This is a huge room.
Gotcha. No big deal. I didn't realize the vastness of the room. But
No, you're totally
okay.
fine. Again, this
Yeah.
entire room is like one massive laboratory of just like creature experimentation. Now that being said, though, Lilla.
So a high jump is 3 plus your strength modifier. So it's different per person.
Good
that
to
would be-
know. Unfortunately, still not going to be enough for this room specifically. Now that being said, though, Lilla, your
Yeah.
scanner, which you had already previously scanned the vessel for life forms, it's actually starting to ping a bit. Those faint, smaller life forms are in this room.
Fascinating. She's gonna start like scanning around the room for where the life signs specifically are.
Unfortunately, to your bad luck, none of the frigate officers are alive, but you do find one Quasar who is just clinging on to life, and his body is just like sliced up, and he's just like it's still kind of gargling blood a
I'm gonna
bit.
walk over to him, and I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds. Just to see if we can get some
I
answers.
was just gonna do a medicine check to see if I could heal him
Yeah,
without
You
having
got
to use
this?
it.
Save
Never
it.
mind. I was
Save-
gonna save it because you're the medic. You do you, boo boo.
Yeah, save a spell slot. Yeah. All right. So Lilla, roll me a medicine check. Now, normally in any situation, I would give you advantage because it's a medicine check and you're a doctor. But this guy is in such horrible bad shape, I would normally give you disadvantage. So just give me a straight roll.
Brain no work 18 25.
All right, 25. Unfortunately, this guy is so far gone, you're only able to patch him up to give him just a couple more minutes of life. And just, he's alive enough to at least be aware that he, like, with his eyes, he acknowledges your presence. And you can see, like, the oh shit in his eyes as he just looks at every one of you.
I look over at Cass and I say, Cass, go be with him. See what you can find out.
She's gonna sit down, and she's gonna look at him with like kind of disgust because he's a Quasar, and she's gonna say, "So, what happened here?"
What you doing?
The Quasar, and you can tell this in his eyes because you're the liaison. You're amazing at reading people. This Quasar is he knows he's going to die, so he figures, what's the point of hiding anything? He just says, planet made base detected Federation. He is here.
Who is he?
And he tries to struggle a bit to say anything more, and then he just falls asleep.
Well, if I know anything about the Quasars, I think we should leave. Apparently, they
Right.
found the planet, made a base here, and
Made a base on the planet.
yeah, made a base on. This is the planet. I'm assuming.
No,
that
you're
they're
on the
talking about.
frigate.
We're on the frigate.
You've been on the science vessel
entire
this whole
I
time.
apologize. I thought we were on the planet.
Nope.
That's my mistake.
No, we're on
So
the, yeah.
Apparently, they found a planet. I don't know where. Made a base.
Well, the planet is the one that the frigate is orbiting right now.
Okay, got you. I apologize. I thought this entire time we landed on the planet.
No. I said the frigate has been orbiting the planet. You landed on the frigate, The planet's right there, but you're
I
not
got
on the
confused
planet.
about what a frigate was.
It's a ship.
I'm up to speed now.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna say, well, apparently, I'm assuming it's the planet that the frigate's been orbiting, and the last thing he said kind of concerns me. He said he's here, which probably means their leader is here.
And at that moment, at the mention of the Quasar leader, every single one of you, including you, Tonbo, because you've been listening. Oh, Sabrina, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. At that moment, at the mention of Quasar leader, every single one of you get a chill down your spine. And you hear this as well, Tonbo, because there is only one undisputed leader of the Quasars. And you all know him.
Heisenberg.
Well played.
Bezos.
I am the one who knocks.
Bezos.
She's gonna just look at him. She's gonna look at Cobalt and she's gonna say, I don't want to be any place near Dyrax.
It might be a good idea for us to get out of here for now. Doesn't look like we're going to save anybody, unfortunately.
At that
All
moment,
right.
as you guys make that kind of plan, you then hear something very different coming from within the walls.
He's in the walls!
He's in the goddamn walls! I've never even seen that show, and yet that clip makes me laugh. Like
That clip is everywhere, man. Like it's.
He's in the walls! He's in the goddamn
I
walls!
don't know how anyone else feels, but I feel like just that clip alone, performance-wise, is worth an Emmy right there.
Yeah.
Anywho. God damn it, Carly.
To be fair, I was kind of guilty of that too, so I'm not good.
You're the one that said you hear it in the walls!
Yeah, but I wasn't thinking about Blarkin
My
yet.
mind immediately went there.
Well, that's because it's you. Anywho, you all hear.
I take responsibility of that too. But...
You all
Thank
hear.
you, Liam.
You all hear something that sounds like something very large banging on metal, and it's coming from very far off until you hear. And at that moment, the entire room starts to shake. You all feel a shudder, and I need everyone to make athletic saving throws.
Great.
Oh boy.
Or actually, because it's a saving throw, dexterity saving throws.
But so what's an athletic saving throw? I've never heard of that.
I messed up. Just a dexterity saving throw.
Totally.
And don't just tell me your rolls. I'm gonna go one at a time.
Oh. Okay.
All right. Cassie.
I got 15.
15. Haunter.
21.
21. Okay.
21.
By the way, GT, just leave yourself off mute. You're fine.
You sure?
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to make noise and interrupt.
I make so much noise, dude. You're
Dude,
so fine.
realize who you're playing with.
Noise. This thing makes.
We love that noise.
Look at the
We
blast.
do love.
Look at the bless.
All the time.
Dresden, what's your roll?
I got a dirty 20.
All right.
You have to make 3 30s.
Dirty.
All right. Lila, what did you roll?
14.
All right. All right. Tonbo's not there. They're still on the ship.
What is Tombo's pronouns? Just so I know.
Doesn't give a shit what you call her.
Right on. Cool.
For those of you who don't know, because Sabrina is coming in pretty quiet right now, she officially made it canon that Tonbo, and I quote, doesn't give a shit.
I respect that.
All right. And lastly, Cobalt, what did you roll?
4.
no.
All right. At that moment, all of you feel the ground shudder as the entire flooring beneath your feet just breaks away, and you all start falling. Haunter, what was your dexterity saving throw again? What did you roll?
21.
Yeah, you.
Yeah.
21. Okay, because you rolled highest, I now want you to roll me an acrobatics check.
Well, you want me to fucking break it down, do some backflips? All right.
I'll
Break it
explain
down
what's going
right here,
on,
right
but
now.
I need you to roll first.
24.
What?
And it's on D&D Beyond, and I ain't cheating.
24.
All right. In a split decision, seeing how everyone else is quickly able to right themselves, just before you all hit the ground, Haunter, you stretch out your arms and you catch the captain.
Nice.
Wow, I'm a very generous guy. Okay.
Well, actually, if I were to be fair, you don't catch him in your arms. I'm gonna retcon this. You don't catch him in your arms, but you, his clothes get caught on your spear, and that's what breaks his fall before he can hit the ground.
I was about
okay.
to
I
use
mean-
one of my secret traits, but hey man, I'm chill with that. I'll save that for later.
Well, it all kind of depend on who rolled highest in this case. So,
Oh, fair point.
So, Cobalt, even though you rolled the lowest, because of Haunter's roll, normally you would have suffered damage, but now you don't.
Alright.
All right. You guys now find yourself in the very bowels of the ship.
Alright, that's... Does Tombo have any way of, like, tracking where we are?
Yeah, Tonbo, your ship's trackers. I mean, this ship isn't putting up any kind of interference whatsoever. So you're able to tell precisely where everyone is at this time. And they're like in the underbelly of the ship. Luckily, this is still an area where crew regularly work, but mostly like maintenance crews and such. And this is also where a lot of like the maintenance crews like quarters are, as well as offices. And you can actually tell that there are working security systems here.
All right. I relay to Tonbo. See if you can see if you can get the ship down to where we are. That way we can make a quick escape if we need to.
Okay.
All right, so Tonbo, you lift the ship off of the pad, and you now just kind of nestle it just very gently to like the abdomen of the ship. You're kind of like floating beneath it right now. As for everyone else at this time, as you make your way through the tunnels and you see a couple like maintenance closets and offices here, and the computer systems here are actually working, strangely enough, a little bit better than the rest of the ship. It was pretty much the upper floors that received the most damage during the attack, but everything here actually seems to be working kind of fine.
All right.
Does anyone want to try anything before you keep proceeding? Yes, Dresden.
Could I try some sniffings to see if I can sniff out where this thing is?
Sniff out what specifically?
The thing that's scared.
What?
The thing that happened.
The thing that's scared.
All right, roll me a survival check.
Snippets check.
Sniffins. Gotta do the sniffins.
I'm so glad that's catching on.
That's a nat 20 plus 2.
Nice.
Yeah, Dresden, with your natural ability of scent, especially knowing how the smell of a ship is, you're able to get a pretty good idea that something is here. Smells like sluggers. Now, pretty much you're already seeing, as you guys are proceeding, and this time Dresden's kind of taking the lead as he's using his nose to lead. You guys are walking these bowel hallways. And there's, like, more dead bodies. However, these dead bodies, mostly quasars and other, like, maintenance officers, some have been... There's evidence that a lot of them have been killed by blaster fire, but a lot of them are showing cause of death by just constant consuming. Like something was eating these people alive.
Oh, nice.
As you guys are walking, Cassie. Well, okay, hold on. Leela, I will get right back to you. Cassie, roll me. What's your passive perception? 12. Okay, so that's actually just as well. As you guys are walking, Cassie, you kind of catch something out of the corner of your eye, and you look over and you see what looks like a small security terminal.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. My passive perception's 15.
Oh, even better. Doesn't change what I was about to say.
Okay.
As you guys are making your way, you kind of look over to your left and you see what looks like a blinking light coming from a computer screen, and it's a small security terminal. And it still seems to show power, but not only that, there's a working computer screen there that seems to show like looping footage.
Oh.
It keeps saying, "You're the man now, dog. You're the man now, dog." Sorry.
Oh God, I feel old.
Yeah.
Kobolds?
Yes.
This screen over here, it's showing something recorded. Hey, Dresden, do you think that you could maybe fix it so it's not so grainy?
All
And
right.
he goes over. He tries to do something with it.
All right, Dresden, roll me an intelligence check. This time I'm not giving you advantage because you're not so much familiar with this specific kind of thing. You're more concerned with like shipwright and weapons and engines and such. This is more like computers.
17 plus 4 is a 21.
Dang!
All right, awesome. Pretty much all of you crowd around the computer screen, and as soon as Dresden, you're like tinkering with wires, you're putting like bolts back into place, and then you finish it off by just taking a hand and giving the screen just a swift chop to the side.
I would like to point out that he wears spike armor. So this is a dude that literally looks like he should be like a Raiders fan in the NFL. Like spiked armor all over the place, a big old battle axe on his back, big old laser gun on his side, and instead he's just over there just trying to be very methodical with wires and such. And then at the very end, he's just like, and just conk.
Yeah, he just gonks it on the top. At that moment, what was once white snow on the screen now suddenly becomes a clear image, and you see what looks like old recorded security footage of what looks like the upper hallways. Pretty much all of the security offices of this ship are all connected, and they all have access to the same footage. What you see is one of the upper hallways. You see footage of what looks like standard Federation crew just kind of milling about, going about their business, until you see an explosion come from the side of the footage. And coming from the smoke, you see a whole bunch of quasars with just blasters out, and they're just shooting everyone. And they're just starting to swarm into the ship. The footage cuts a bit, and you see that it actually kind of jumps forward. And you see a whole bunch of quasars that are now kind of standing at attention in the hallway with a bunch of science officers just kind of on their knees, hands on their heads. And that's when you see the most imposing figure ever. Towering over all of these quasars, you see a massive built draconian who just kind of like walks slowly into the hallway. His wings are kind of like wrapped and hooked around his torso, Goliath from Gargoyle style.
Very nice.
And his wings are massive, so they drape across over his entire body. Though they are designed in a way that let his arms kind of just come out in the front. And you know who this is. He's purple. He is massive. He also has like an entire quarter of his face is robotic, complete with robotic eye. And he has what looks like, I mean, all Draconians have like the dragon-like long extended snout. But this guy looks like what he has on is like a solid dog muzzle over his mouth. I mean, it's not like graded where you see like parts of his mouth or anything. It is solid material. You don't see anything, and it just covers his entire mouth and stops like just beneath his eyes. As you see him just kind of walk up, there's no audio in this footage, but you see that he seems to be talking to the scientists, and they're all like talking back to him. And then he pulls out a blaster and just shoots them all in the head. After that, he just kind of like gestures to everyone, and they all start walking down the hallway. The footage cuts again, and you see what now looks like the quasars are now running in the other direction, and they all seem to be shooting at something. And for a split second, before the footage goes completely black, some massive creature that looks like a slugger is just starting to go down the hallway before it destroys the camera. And the footage ends right there.
I think on that note, we should probably go.
I agree. Everyone back to the ship ASAP.
With that said, Tonbo?
Yep.
Sabrina, are you doing okay?
Yeah, I'm just tired.
I understand. We're almost done. Tonbo, hearing your captain say that, you quickly get another scan of the ship because you're tracking their position. And from what you can tell from the ship's design, because all science frigates are designed the same, the Federation is boring like that, you're able to tell that from where the crew is right now, there is a path back up to the normal levels of the ship by cutting through the reactor core.
Okay. Alright, Cobalt, looks like you can cut through the reactor core to get to me.
All right. You heard him. Everybody out.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Do you all proceed?
Yep.
All
They are
right.
proceeding.
As you guys make your way through the tunnels keep going. You see more dead bodies, many officers and many quasars. As you get further in the tunnels, though, however, less and less of them are showing signs of death by blaster fire and more by just raw chunks of their bodies just eaten out. You then make your way to the reactor core, and you all get on an elevator that kind of takes you down to the lower platform, and you just gotta walk around the core itself to get to the other side, and that's where the access tunnels are that will take you back up to the surface. But the moment you do that, that's when you hear it again. And it's coming from above you. And at that moment, and I just posted it in the Discord, you see this thing hanging from the ceiling.
Oh,
Yes, Haunter.
I want to use my plasma caster to blast it with my blaster.
Oh, I don't like that one bit. Looks like a gigantic face hugger.
And what you see before you, you only saw signs and evidence of it. And there were rumors, but these things are only encountered in very, very rare occurrence. What you see before you is a slugger queen. And that is where we're gonna end tonight's session.
No! It's so... Oh.
Oh, don't worry. Things are gonna pick up next time.
But I wanted it to go on so much longer.
I know, but this is the perfect place to stop it, and we'll pick it up next time.
Next time.
Dragon Ball Z.
On Dragon Ball Z. All right,
They're
guys. Thank you so
still
much for joining.
Powering up.
What'd you say, Josh? I'm sorry.
There's next time on Dragon Ball Z. They're still powering up.
And this is where we end Dragon Ball Z, where they've still been powering up the whole
That reminds me, we still need to watch Superhero. I can get it on the TV.
I want it to be known I'm still blasting it.
Yeah.
I do not
You
care
can
about
cer-
initiative. I only blast. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us for our first session for the reboot of The Great Poison. Until next time, rest well. We will see you next time for next week, which is Song of the Wilds. Bye.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Bye.